parties, CUPP, have carefully studied President Muhammad Buhari over the months, especially since his return to the country after the sickness that took him out of Nigeria for the better part of 2017, and have come to the conclusion that President Muhammad Buhari is no longer mentally and physically fit to lead a nation like ours in this century. A few recent examples will be necessary here. One, we will recall how the president almost fell flat on his face during his recent campaign visit to Lokoja, Kogi State. Despite that he flew into the town, the few steps the president took at the rally venue had a huge toll on him. When he was invited to the podium, he lost balance immediately. He stood up. It was the timely intervention of his security aides, who were already keeping their eyes on him, since they know his health status, that saved us what would have resulted into a national disaster. A few days after the Kogi episode, a similar scenario played out at the venue of his campaign rally in Kaduna. After he trekked a short distance to his seat, President Buhari was clearly exhausted. He was still managing to wave to those who were already at the venue when he suddenly sunk heavily into his seat, even at the time the national anthem was being recited. See, it was his saving grace on that occasion. Still on his uninspiring ongoing re-election campaigns, we are witnesses to the embarrassment President Buhari subjected the country to in Warri, Delta State, when it was time for him to present his party's flag to the state governorship candidate, Great Oboru. The president embarrassingly referred to the man as the presidential candidate. After those who surrounded him corrected him, President Buhari again referred to Oboru as the senatorial candidate. Again he was corrected, and he came up with the most embarrassing one by saying the man is a gubernatorial candidate. The president must be using a different dictionary because the word does not exist in any good dictionary. That just yesterday, in Cross River State, he raised the hand of the senatorial candidate Ndomegbe as the governorship candidate. You will also recall when he featured on a town hall meeting called The Candidate, which was broadcast live on the National Television Authority, NTA. Among his various mistakes at the event was when he was asked why he is seeking second term, and he said since the party leaders chose him, he had to run. All those who watched the program will recall how Vice President Osinbajo, who featured with him, struggled very hard to come to his rescue whenever he goes off the track, which he did many times. This probably explains why his men did not allow him to participate in the presidential debate organized by the Nigeria Election Debate Group and the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria. We have come to the conclusion that re-electing President Buhari will only empower members of the cabal that his wife admitted has hijacked his presidency to rule us for another 4 years from the dark. In order to save this great nation the disaster that will follow if President Buhari, in a rare happenstance, is re-elected, we, the opposition political parties, have therefore filed litigation at the Federal High Court, seeking to declare him unfit to contest for 2019 election because of his mental and physical instability. We are also seeking from the court an order disqualifying President Buhari from contesting the election to the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and an injunction restraining INEC from recognizing his candidature. Nigerians will also be glad to know that to prove that we are on the right path, we are also asking the court to grant an order directing President Buhari to make public the result of the medical examination, which will ask that he be subjected to, so that no citizen will be in doubt that we are saving the country from calamity by taking these steps. Stopping President Muhammad Buhari from foisting himself on Nigeria come February 16 by every legitimate means is a patriotic service to Nigeria. And that is why the CUPP, acting under the platform of the National Interest Party led by Eunice Atuejide, she's here with me, and the Action People's Party, APP, led by me, sued on behalf of the other 51 parties in the coalition. In view of the above, the opposition wish to declare President Muhammad Buhari mentally and physically unfit for the office of the president. We want to alert Nigerians that a group of cabals, knowing that the president is mentally unfit, wants to force him at all costs, even to the extent of writing election results, so that they can rule the country from the dark. We call on citizens. The opposition have led the way. We have given Nigerian people a credible alternative that can reunite and rebuild the country. If you make the mistake of not taking the Article option, do not blame the opposition, because you will be ruled by a president who is physically and mentally unfit for the office of the presidency. Hours ago, I was informed by our contact in the DSS that the service has perfected the arrangement to arrest me any moment from today and tomorrow and charge me to court, so that I will be kept in detention until after the election. And it's also important that I inform you people the reason they want to base this new offensive against me. I have been approached by multiple sources in the government to tune down the level of my opposition to the government. But because of my conscience and conviction that the president is unfit all around to hold this office, I cannot betray that trust and belief people have given to the opposition and to me that speak for the opposition. So it's important to inform you that the reason is that because there is a violation of the Assets Declaration form, because as a matter of fact, the opposition is in possession of 3 Assets Declaration forms of 3 key members of the Buhari regime, especially the Petroleum Minister, Ibe Kachuku. And we are at the verge of releasing that document. And what they want to do is to stop me from releasing the document. And that's why you see the sudden move to arrest me today, tomorrow. So before they do that, in case I'm unable to do that before tomorrow or next tomorrow, there is violation in the Assets Declaration form of Ibe Kachuku. There are companies, and I want you to know some of these companies, Flame Petroleum, True Tell magazines, and about 6 of them that was not declared in that asset declaration form which we have in our possession, including assets that belong to his children who are above 18 years of age that is required to be declared. He is sitting as board and directors on some of these companies, and the DSS is trying to suppress this fact, and that is why you see the attempt to charge me under whatever they want to come up with in the next few hours and days. So it's important you know what they want to do, and this is solely based on the document that is in our possession of 3 key members of the government, which will make a mess of their offensive against the CJ. Because if you moved against the CJ within 24 hours, and now we are armed with a document that is showing that right inside your presidency, there's about 3 key members of your government that have violated the Assets Declaration form. So if you're dealing with your Onoge, you should be able to deal with your own people. And I'm in possession of that document. And that is why you see the whole attempt. I was told 2 hours ago that they have preferred their charge, so they're going to charge me to court and then deny me bail like they usually. But I will be calling people tomorrow or next tomorrow to release the document.
Sorry, sir, can you tell us the rest people you